Resellers, stop ignoring this. Taxes are part of reselling. They're not optional. You should definitely know this. And I need to talk to you about something that most resellers avoid. And I don't mean paying taxes, I just mean certain things that they could be putting on there that they're not, that they can be deducting. Now, I am not an accountant. I am not an expert. I'm just telling you what I learned over time that I need to do in order to deduct these different things. Plus, before I did this, I got on and researched to make sure that everything that I'm doing is correct, even though I knew it was because I have a wonderful accountant. All right, guys, let's move this. Let's get comfortable. I got to get comfortable today. I'm sorry. All right, so, of course, I took notes. Here they are. So, accounting. I'm not giving tax advice either. Let me just say that. I'm simply sharing what I personally track and deduct in my own reseller business so we can share this type of information with each other. It's hot in my house, so my glasses keep sliding off. I apologize for that. All right, so if you ignore this, you could be losing money. You could be just keeping that money stored up. You're paying for things that you can be putting on your taxes. And that's how I think businesses quietly collapse, because you think you're making less money than you are because you don't put all these other things on your tax return. I refuse to let that be me anymore because I go crazy every tax season. But we'll talk about that later. For a long time, I focused on sourcing, listing, and selling. I didn't focus on anything that had to do with the numbers. But thank God my hubby, who knows about all this stuff because he also has a side business and he knows like all this stuff. So I'm lucky to have him to say, "What are you doing?" But our accountant also. So I didn't treat my numbers with the same respect that I do now. And here's the truth. If you don't know what you can legally deduct, you're leaving money on the table. You're losing money. You're making less. You're probably overpaying in taxes. Been there, done that. Oh, I just reminded myself. I have my March taxes coming up too. Do you guys have to do taxes twice a year? Did you do them in March and then your end of year return? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know if there's anything on here that I'm saying that you think is not correct or that you do or don't do or will start doing. But talk to your accountant first because I'm not one. So if you don't track correctly, tax season becomes a panic season. And let me tell you, I just have to add this in here. Every year, not this year, but every year besides this year, I panicked and went totally nuts because I didn't keep my receipts together. I did so many different things wrong. And this year, I did everything right. And then Poshmark froze my closet, so I cannot get my 2025 Poshmark tax information. I have everything else finished. Have to have it to my accountant within 3 more days. Can't get that information. Ugh. So, we are not doing that anymore. And why this matters that I'm not going to work that way anymore. Because keeping more of what you earn is not greedy, it's responsible. It really is. So your cost of goods, COGS, if you ever hear that, that's cost of goods, COG. Now this is the big one. When you buy inventory, you don't just write it all off. I've heard some people say that, just write it off. You deduct the cost of the items that actually sold during this year, the year. And That's called cost of goods sold, COGS. So you track what you started the year with, what you purchased, what you ended the year with. I didn't do that the first year, like 6 years ago, and oh my God, it was crazy. But every other year after that's been crazy because I have to find things because I don't keep them where they belong. All right. So guessing with the IRS is not bold, it's not smart, it's reckless. It really is. So make sure you're keeping track, especially if you're a new reseller, because it's hard enough. You don't need that panic to come before you have to do your tax return. So here it is. This is my little mileage book, and I literally just scribble in it. But it tells, like right here, I just went to April 2025. So I spent 20, 40, 68, $100 in one thrift store 1 month. And I have the mileage here, 22.4 miles. So I keep that all in here thanks to hubby. Yes, I do. I didn't used to write in what I was spending at the stores, but some stores are cash only. So I wrote it in here so that I have some kind of proof. Some don't give receipts. So I make sure I have it in here. So let's get back to mileage. As I was saying, if you drive to thrift stores, the post office, storage unit, that is business mileage. The IRS sets a standard mileage rate each year. I don't know what it is, so don't ask. My husband takes care of that part. And you need your mileage log. So, a little book, it just kind of stays there. Leave a pen in the car, attach it to this. Sometimes I'll just attach a pen to this part so that I don't lose it. And you want to put the date, your purpose, your miles driven. You don't have to put in any of the amounts like I put in. I just like doing that because it keeps me more accountable. Accountable. There you go. So your miles driven, and that's it. But if you don't track it, you know what? You lose it. So you don't want to do that. And because it adds up fast, very, very fast. I never did this with other businesses because I didn't have my husband back then. The next thing is supplies and shipping fees. You do know that you could deduct all this, right? I hope so. So this one is huge and people forget it. You can deduct your poly mailers, and I buy a lot of those. You can deduct your boxes if you don't get them free from the post office. I know with Poshmark you can get free boxes. I don't know about the other sites. Your tape, your printing ink, thank you cards if you send thank you cards, and cleaning supplies for any of your inventory. And also other types of things that you might need. Well, I think that is cleaning. Let me just go grab something. So things like Dr. Martin's Wonder Balm. I'm just going to show you that one because it's the only thing that I have near me. But I have poly mailers galore all over the place. And yeah, I definitely put those on. So platform fees, payment processing fees, shipping labels, every single one of those reduces your taxable profit. If you made $40,000 in sales, but you had $12,000 in real estate expenses, you are not taxed on $40,000. You're taxed on the profit. This is where resellers get confused, I feel, because I did too. Revenue is not profit. Now, your home office, this was something also that my husband helped me to learn more about, that you can deduct certain things. So If you have a dedicated space in your home used for business, guys, I use this couch, but we both use this couch. So I don't count this. But I do count the room that you saw in the inventory video. If you didn't catch that, you have to see it. Uh, that room, and I use half of another room. So we do measure that space and count it because it's not used for anything else but that. So you may qualify for a home office deduction. It depends on how much you work from home and how much you make. Again, check with your accountant because I'm not one. There is a simple method and an actual expense method. But here's the key word: dedicated space. Like I said, not your dining room table sometimes, not your couch occasionally, a defined business space, even a small one. So my room in there is maybe 10 by 8, literally. It's only my business stuff. The section in there, I'm going to say, maybe is about 5 by 8, only business stuff. So those two are where I have storage. You know what I didn't realize? I also have a storage unit, not a storage unit. I also have a shed. I never even looked into that. Let me know if you know anything about that down below. So let's see what we have next. You can include a portion of utilities and rent or mortgage. Very, very small, but you can still do it. That's for the dedicated space, but only if you truly qualify. Your phone, your internet, your software. Those are big things. I am on my phone all day working, and I'm on the internet all day working. And I do have a couple of different types of software. So I do count those. I have, I believe, Microsoft Word that I do have to pay for yearly, and I only use it for that because that's all I do all day. But yeah, so if you use your phone to list, message buyers, or check comps, that's business use. Listing software, bookkeeping apps, subscriptions. So these are all deductible proportionally for business. Again, track it. Do your best to remember. If you don't, leave a little pad or whatever in your car, then make sure you remember when you get in. I usually write down the mileage when I get there and when I get back home, as long as I'm not going anywhere else in between, because if I am, it does not count as business mileage. So the next thing is record keeping. Here's the part no one glamorizes. Receipts matter, guys. They totally matter. I'm looking to see if I have any around here. So make sure you save your receipts. I'm also going to say, I'm always looking for things. I'm also going to say, put them in some kind of folder, divider, whatever. Just keep them together by month. Your mileage logs matter. End of year inventory counts matter. You cannot just estimate. Remember that. Don't just estimate. You cannot just feel your numbers. This is not a hobby if you expect to make real income. This is a business. Do you consider yours your business? If you do, then think about all of these different things and talk to your accountant or look it up online, just, to make sure it applies to you and your state and everything else. So businesses have systems, and I definitely have learned more and more lately that you need systems for everything. You really do. We'll talk about that one day. So I'm sharing this because I don't want fear running my business anymore. I don't want surprise tax bills. I've never gotten a surprise tax bill, but I don't want them. I don't want chaos in January and February. I want control, and I want to feel that too. We're allowed to make money. We're allowed to deduct what is legally ours. We're allowed to build this correctly. Again, not an accountant. I am a reseller who refuses to stay small because I was afraid of numbers, though. How about you? Let me know. And why this matters. And I love giving you that part. Because the calmer you are about your numbers, the more confident you become about growing. And confidence builds income. Let's build this right. I like kind of telling you the mistakes that I've made over the years so that you don't make them too. So I hope you enjoyed this video or it was informative, but please, again, look this all up or talk to your accountant. Look it up online. Do what you have to do. Don't just take it from me because, like I said, you could be in a different state. I don't know what's different in different places, guys. I'm in New York State. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like getting information like this and fun videos, some of them are more fun than this. This I just wanted to make sure because it's something that's very important to me and drives me crazy every year that I put it out to you. So subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. It will help you know when I'm on and what type of content I'm putting on. And also like this video if you liked it and share it if you need to share it with anyone else. If you think someone would be interested in this, I would love for you to share it. So comment below and I'll